How did Elon Musk become one of the most powerful people on earth? What about MrBeast, Trump, Speed, Ronaldo, Drake, Andrew Tate? Different lives, different paths, but one thing in common. They all succeeded by stacking the same 5 pillars. Whether they realize it or not, they were playing the same game, using the same system. And once you understand these 5 pillars, you'll finally see the pattern behind every success and every failure. If you're building something right now, this will help you finish it. If you're stuck, lost, and burned out, it drags you out of the mud and tells you exactly what the problem is. And if you stick around to the end of this video, I got a free gift for you, something I personally made to help you if you're feeling struggling or stuck in the path of your success. That will be a huge help for you. And you don't have to give me an email, it's just a genuine help. It's much simpler than you think. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to break your obstacles and win in any situation. Ready? Let's go. Section 1. The teenager's problem. When I was a teenager, I was overflowing with energy. One night I was trying to masturbate with a model on Instagram, and suddenly I saw a video of her on Instagram doing boxing training. And as a person who was always obsessed with martial arts but never had the balls to try them, I felt bad at that time. So I stopped touching myself and I decided to become a boxer. I wanted to become a world champion. I was full of energy, I was sharp, I was training hard, but after a year I fell in love with a girl. And I was like, I need to make money. And just like that, I gave up on boxing. I never went back to boxing again, and I've always regretted that. And that was the start of me trying to become an entrepreneur. The era of fucking up in different fields and not making a penny. Trying to become an English teacher, a photographer, a salesperson, a construction worker. I just wanted to make money to buy something to impress the girl that I love. And it never worked. And for years I was falling and wondering why. Until last year, when everything fell apart. I was having a mental breakdown. I was born and raised in Iran, but emigrated to a better country. In the first year, I lost all of my money and my job as a copywriter, and I was like, what the fuck is happening? I've been grinding for 7 years. Why am I always losing? Am I wired to be a loser? A NPC? Here's the truth. All those years of grinding, deep down, I never asked the question that actually mattered. What do I want? I thought I was doing everything right, but none of it mattered because I was missing one thing: clarity. I was chasing everything except what I actually wanted. That is the first pillar of success. If you want to win big, clarify what you want. Because that's where everything starts. You can hustle all day, but if the ladder's leaning on the wrong wall, you're just climbing faster in the wrong direction. Do you want to be rich? How? What kind of rich? Do you want to be an entrepreneur? Do you want to have a high-income job? Do you want to be a content creator, robber? What kind of rich do you want to be? They say it's okay not to know what you want until the age of XYZ. But I say you don't win big unless you know exactly what you want. And I think the people who win big at a young age are the ones who find out what they want faster than the others. If you don't know what you want, you're alright. Most people don't. But clarity isn't something you wait for, it's something you earn. Now let me show you how. Let's get tactical, I'm gonna give you real life examples. Question: I feel lost, how do I know what I want? Here's what I did to find out. Explore. Try. Every time a specific niche interests you, give it a shot. Do you like the game? Then keep playing it. Not your game? Isn't it your game the kind of game you like? Move to another niche. I fucked around a lot. I tried sports, different jobs, different niches in content, and the results of that was self-awareness. I discovered what I liked and what I'm capable of. Based on my experiences in the past, I'm good at teaching and inspiring. That's what I'm capable of. I like the grind, I like showing people what's possible when you push yourself, and I love helping people break their limits, just like I had to break mine. And that's my passion, that's what I like. Now for you, let's say you can be great at gymnastics, but you don't know that. You try bodybuilding? Nah, lifting weights is slow and boring. Try kickboxing? Nah, too much mental pressure, I don't want to get kicked in the face, I don't want to break my nose. I don't enjoy that. Yoga? Too slow. Gymnastics? Flipping off bars, fly over walls, and balance on beams barely wider than a phone, all while making it look effortless? Yeah, I've always wanted to jump around and look cool. See what just happened? That's what clarity feels like. You can't fake it. When you find something that is meant for you, it clicks. But you're not gonna figure that out without trying kickboxing, trying bodybuilding and yoga. That's how I realized that I loved making tactical motivational videos. I tried teaching English because people said it was smart. I hated every second of it. I tried giving tips about copywriting, but I sucked and I knew nothing about it at that time. I tried making reaction videos, but I was being fake and felt bad about it. And then I was like, fuck it. I want to make real life videos about how to win big, but I don't want to be just theory, so I'm gonna use real life examples and be much more tactical than the others. And after 7 years of making content back and forth, for the first time, doing it feels right, feels real, and I know a lot about it. But I wouldn't have gotten here without trying those kind of videos. Cause if you want to get clear on what you want, first you need to find out what you don't want. And once you've ruled out what's not for you, what's left is clarity. And that's the first pillar. That's your foundation. So go out there, try everything legal in every field, and see what sticks. Moving on to section 2, the amateur's problem. Most people look busy. They're moving fast, sweating hard, grinding like hell, but they're still stuck. They hustle from sunrise to midnight, convinced they're making progress. But if you zoom out, nothing's actually moving forward. They step into the game with no clue, no plan, no strategy, just raw energy. And energy without direction is just chaos. I'm gonna give you a real life example. Alex Pereira. That man steps into the UFC octagon like he's done this in his sleep. Cold eyes, loose shoulders, every step has a purpose. Because he's trained, not just his body, but his mind. He knows the system, the flow, the stakes. He's not in there to try, he's there to win. He's not panicking, he's not guessing, he knows what's going on, and he has a plan. Now put a random amateur in the same cage. You can spot it instantly. Jittery hands, wild swings, no plan, he's not fighting. He's surviving. Most people stay amateurs for too long. They jump from one thing to another thing, hoping effort will save them. But effort without understanding is just emotion. You start blind, we all do. But if you wanna rise, you've gotta master the game faster than anyone else. Learn how it works, read the patterns, build a fucking strategy. Because without it, you're just another hopeful idiot throwing punches in the dark. Let's get tactical. Wanna blow up on YouTube? Don't just upload random videos and pray. Study what makes content go viral. Titles, thumbnails, retention, storytelling. Because that's how YouTubers blow up on purpose, not by luck. Wanna make real money? Pick a field, study the business models. Find what brings the highest leverage and demand, and build a skill stack that prints cash. Because the money doesn't go to the hardest worker, it goes to the one who knows how money actually moves. Wanna get fit for real? Going to the gym and just working out isn't enough. Understand training systems, know how strength, hypertrophy, rest and diet actually work. And train like someone who gives a damn about results. Because the body you want isn't built by showing up, it's built by knowing what you're doing when you show up. Wanna master dating? Stop winging it with cheesy lines and hope. Learn psychology, emotional intelligence, confidence and timing. Figure out how real attraction works and stop being another awkward dude with no clue. Because attraction isn't magic, it's a skill set. And like every other skill, it can be studied and mastered. Pillar 1 is deciding what mountain you wanna climb. Pillar 2 is learning how to actually reach the damn summit without falling off every 5 minutes. Still lost on how to learn the path? Study someone who already climbed your mountain. Watch what they do. Reverse engineer their playbook. Blind effort is powerful. It sparks the fire. But if you never learn the game, the fire will eventually burn out. Section 3. The Junkie's problem. That's the part that I f***ed up personally. And I lost everything because of it. When I was 22, I moved to another country. My parents were proud of me because I had a good remote job and I was standing on my own. They thought I was gonna get rich. Some people in my family thought I was already rich. They were wrong. I lost my job and I lost all of my money in my first year of immigration. And it was all because I didn't focus on my own projects. Every time I finished my 9-to-5 job tasks, I laid on my bed and lost myself in the world of social media, YouTube, Pornhub, TikTok, movies, games. I did have a goal, I had plans, but I spent a year on going to one of my friend's cafe and having useless conversations for hours. And at home, I was doom scrolling my life away. And here's what most people don't realize. That moment when you're just checking one thing, it never ends. You blink and 3 hours are gone. You tell yourself you're resting, unwinding. But really, you're just feeding a habit that hijacks your brain and murders your momentum. This isn't just a problem. This is a system designed to turn you into dopamine junkie. Your focus is the most valuable thing you own, and every platform is fighting like hell to steal it. And when you give in, you fall behind. Because someone out there isn't scrolling. They're winning while you rot in a loop of just one more swipe. In the 21st century, if you want to achieve anything, money, freedom, meaning, first you need to take back the control of your focus. Cut the poison, kill the scroll, and get back to building your own life. Let's get tactical. How do you do that? I'm not just gonna tell you to put your phone down. That's lazy advice. What I'm giving you now are real readjustments. The kind that build a lifestyle around laser beam focus. Not YouTube hacks, not productivity fluff. These are infrastructures, systems that protect your attention like it's gold. So picture this. You live in a house. Inside that house is a suitcase worth $1 million. That suitcase is called focus. Now everyone in the neighborhood knows you've got that suitcase. And they all want a piece. Not to rob the whole thing, just to sneak in and grab a few bills when you're not looking. Social media, trends, viral content, sexy creators, they're all lined up at your windows trying to crawl into your head. You can't fight them all off one by one unless you're trained. So what's the smarter move? Shut the doors, close the windows, not forever, just long enough to protect your focus until you choose to open them on your terms. Your brain is that house, and the apps, the feeds, the algorithms, they're the thieves. So here's how you shut them out. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. If they don't play an essential role in your life, your work, if you're not a content creator, delete them. These apps are designed to steal your attention. Don't sit with your phone next to you. Put it in another room, out of sight, out of reach. On your laptop, use an extension to wipe your YouTube homepage. Kill the feed. This is Unhook. It controls your YouTube. You can hide your feed by installing it on your Chrome. It's an extension. Before deep work, meditate. You don't need to be a monk. Just sit down, close your eyes, and breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Clear the noise. Make room for focus. Walk around with the people with long attention spans. The people who exercise and have a vision for life. Around them, you feel ashamed and insecure to be a consumer. You don't have these kind of people around you. That's fine. Be alone. That's what I did back home. Seriously, people mess around too much. Solitude builds clarity. Loneliness is bad, but better than bad company. Remember, nice people can also be bad company. And last but not least, cut the sugar. Sugary snacks spike your glucose, which leads to brain fog and distractions. Instead, take slow-burning carbs, like oats, sweet potatoes, fruits. They give you long-lasting energy. You're the fuel. You don't need to go full monk mode. You just need to stop being a wide-open house with every window cracked for distractions to crawl in. Close the doors, guard the suitcase, and choose when to open your mind, not the algorithm. By now, you know what your goal is, and that's pillar 1. You know how the game works, not 100%, but almost. That's pillar 2. And you're locked in, focus on your goals. That's pillar 3. Hey fucker, you're doing well. Section 4. The broken's problem. You ever met someone who's been grinding for years, but has nothing to show for it? They know everything about their profession, they sacrifice their lives for their goals, but when you look at the results, you don't see any progress. Have you ever wondered why? Let me explain. To win at anything, you have to become a machine that processes the input. And that means doing the work that actually creates output. For a fighter who wants to become a UFC champion, processing means training like a savage, eating clean, drilling technique, taking hits. For a YouTuber, processing means taking 2 to 8 videos a month, studying thumbnails, writing titles, reviewing analytics, editing through fatigue. No uploads, no progress, no matter how many ideas you have. For a construction worker, processing is showing up 5 days a week, lifting, cutting, sweating, and still being able to stand up straight at the end of the shift. Because if your back is fucked and your body can't go, you're out of the game. Processing is the difference between wanting success and running the system that produces it. But when you're broken, the system doesn't run. And it doesn't matter how much potential you have. If you can't process, you can't progress. The scary part is, you can still look busy, you can talk like a winner, think like a genius. But if you don't do what needs to be done, the machine isn't running. Conor McGregor is a great example for that. That man was a machine. Fast, precise, obsessed. He used to fight like a fucking killer. Training, non-stop, staying sharp, locked in. But what happened when the engine stopped running? Injuries, fame, distractions. The fire dimmed. He still had the name, still had the skills, but the system wasn't running like before. And it showed. This is the truth most people ignore. You can be the same man, same talent, same brain, but if you stop functioning, you're no longer dangerous. You're just a story people tell about what you used to be. Mike Tyson has the same story, Muhammad Ali, Diego Maradona, Marvel Studios, MTV. And here's the brutal truth. The world doesn't care if you're broken. It doesn't pause so you can recover. If you've been circling your dream for years, talking, planning, but nothing's changing, you're not operating, you're offline. How do you fix that? Tactics so you're not functional? Treat it like a doctor. Look at yourself, your actions. When your body's sick, a real doctor doesn't just say, hey, you're not feeling well, just stay positive. They diagnose, they dig, they look at your system and ask, what's broken, what's not functioning, what is the bug? That's how you need to treat yourself when your life isn't moving. Why am I stalled? Not emotionally, mechanically, like a machine. You wanna be Mr. Olympia, but you're still skinny after 2 years? Don't just cry about genetics or bad luck. Diagnose it. What does it take to build a champion's body? And what am I missing? Start asking yourself these questions. Am I training enough? Am I training correctly? Is my form trash? Am I sleeping like a champ or scrolling TikTok all night? Am I eating like a bodybuilder or like a kid with no plans? Research, ask professionals, track your behavior like a lab experiment. Your system is giving you exactly what it's built for. If it's not working, you've got a broken line in the code. And once you find a bug, you fix it, you patch the damn system, you stop guessing and you start engineering your results. Because success doesn't happen by trying, it happens when your system is tight, clean, and running at full capacity. It's not potential, you either run the machine or you get left behind. That's the fourth pillar, process or perish. Your system doesn't care how you feel. If it's not running, you don't win. A coder has to code, a boxer has to train, a YouTuber has to make videos, and a streamer has to stream constantly. Section 5. The Path of the Warrior. It's all raw discipline, man, but I'm gonna break it down for you. I'm gonna break down how willpower actually works so you can build it faster and stop quitting like anyone else. It's literally all in your head. It's called the frontal cortex, the part that helps you to stay disciplined when your body craves comfort. Your frontal cortex is like the boss in your brain. It lives right behind your forehead, and its job is to help you make smart choices, especially when things are hard. Discipline is your ability to do the right thing even when you don't feel like it. When you wake up early to work out instead of hitting snooze, that's your frontal cortex helping you to stay disciplined. When you don't check your phone during work even though you really want to, that's your frontal cortex keeping you focused. When you save money instead of buying fast food, video games, and all the fun stuff, yep, that's also your frontal cortex. It's like your brain has a smart coach saying, I know it feels good, but we both know how it's gonna feel when we're finished. So get your ass up. Come on. Come on. The stronger and more practice your brain's command center is, the easier it is to stay disciplined. And this is where most people give up, not because they don't have potential, but because they can't hold the line long enough. Let me show you how long it took some of the biggest names in the world to actually make it. Tate brothers, more than a decade. MrBeast, 6 years. Goggins, 11 years. Ronaldo, 16. Eminem, 10 years. Conor McGregor, 8 years. Now, I'm not saying you must put in a decade to win the game you're playing. Even in my previous video, I taught you how some people win faster than the others. You can check that out. But everyone's gonna fight hard for at least a few years to be able to hit big. These people didn't go viral overnight. They just refused to stop showing up. And it's not about being superhuman. It's just about training that boss part of your brain to stay in charge. And how do you do that? Great question, my friend. Yes, you can train your willpower, just like training a muscle at the gym. Here's how people usually do it. Start small. When you do little hard things, your frontal cortex gets better at saying, let's do what's right, not just what feels good. Like making your bed, brushing your teeth, straightening up your room, doing all those small things with low rewards in a short time. Repeat often. The more you practice discipline, the easier it gets. It's like teaching your brain that you are the one in charge, not your urges or habits. Rest and feel it up. Your frontal cortex works best when you sleep well, eat well, and don't drown it in stress and distractions. When you're tired, it's harder to be disciplined. That's why you binge watch Netflix at midnight and not at 10 a.m. Treat your body like a car. Change the engine oil, change the filter, put some gas in it so it can move properly. So yes, you do train it. Not with dumbbells, but with small daily decisions that tell your brain, I choose long-term wins over short-term pleasure. And every time you do that, your discipline grows. And discipline equals resilience. And keep in mind, resilience is not being perfect every day. It's showing up every day, no matter how you feel, no matter how you perform. Just be there. Sometimes you're legendary, sometimes you're mediocre. Remember, in the end, the strongest warrior isn't the one who strikes the hardest. It's the one who never stops swinging. It's okay to get tired, you can take a break for a weekend, but if you don't come back a few days later, your brain will automatically get used to not working towards your goals. And then, it tries to find an alternative goal. Not because it's a better goal, it does that just to avoid dealing with your current struggles. And if it happens, it's game over for you. I've done that so many times, in so many fields. And you have no idea how much I regret that. So be careful. So let's recap and then we will get to the gift. There's a you and there's a destination. Knowing where you want to go is step 1. Clarify what you want. And then there's a path. You don't have to know every single detail of the path. You just need a general understanding of where you're headed. Ask yourself, which path leads me to my goal and which path doesn't. Now that you know the way, it's time to move. If you're not running or walking the path, you're not gonna get anywhere. In other words, if you're not doing the activity that leads you to your goal constantly, it means you're not getting there. Do not change your path during the trip. Identify distractions. Don't try another thing just to run away from the hardships of the path you're walking on. And do not stop the walk until you hit the summit. You can take a break, but only long enough to get your strength back. A lot of people train, a lot of people study, work, learn, run, climb, but the majority of them don't finish what they have started. Speed doesn't matter if you don't make it. What counts is reaching the top. Now let's get to the gift I have prepared for you. I know you're out there struggling, surviving, grinding, and I know that you have a story, and I want to hear it. Right now, my channel is small, which means I'm not buried with thousands of comments. So if you drop your story in the comment section, I'm gonna read them and I'm gonna reply. The system that I just shared, I've tried it on my colleagues, on my family, on my friends, and it works. And I wanna help you to apply it to your life too. So tell me, what do you want? What is stopping you? And where do you feel stuck on the path of success? I'm not a genie, but I am someone who gives a shit. So I'm gonna help you to find out where in the system you are and give you tactical advice to move forward. If you would rather to keep it private, you can email me. I'm not here just for the views on YouTube. I'm here to build a community of underdogs. People trying to get better and become disciplined in life and push their limits. That's my main goal. And if you want to support what I'm building here, you can just hit that subscribe button and like this video. Thank you for putting in the time and watching my video. Keep fighting, soldier. I believe in you.